What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Charlie Brown Politics. I am your host, Charles Brown. Let's talk about Vivek Ramaswamy. Or is it Vivek? I think it's Vivek. Rhymes with cake. Now, he's a presidential candidate that is running through the Republicans, and he's been getting a little bit of hype recently, especially with the GOP debate. He did pretty well on that. He's got a couple policies that I kind of like, but overall, I'm not a big fan of this guy. I want to talk about him today because he's got this claim of he wants to pull out of Ukraine, right? Which is something I agree with. But the reasons why he wants to pull out of Ukraine might surprise you, or will it? So let's just watch a video and get a little bit more on Vivek Ramaswamy.
You said 2 weeks ago you're in favor of freezing the current line of control, letting Russia keep the Donbas region as long as Ukraine would give up all attempts to enter NATO. That's Vladimir Putin's basic demand. There's evidence of thousands of Ukrainian children being kidnapped from those areas of Russian control, murders, atrocities in that area. Isn't that just letting Putin win despite his war crimes?
Andrew, you conveniently left out the most important part of the deal, which is what the United States wins out of it. That would only be conditioned on Vladimir Putin exiting his military alliance with China. The Russia-China military alliance is the single greatest threat that the United States faces today.
Excuse me, that would be conditioned, you said, on Russia containing control of the land he is.
All right, let's pause it real quick. So just notice he's giving you a lead on why he wants to end this Ukraine war, okay? He's giving you a little bit of a hint. He's talking about how Russia and China being friends is the greatest threat to the U.S. So we're going to continue on, but just listen up.
So China is a whole other question.
Yes.
Let's move on.
So there's a deal.
Let's move on
it's
to
not.
China.
It's not. Andrea, 1 second. This
wait,
is really important to understand. I proposed a
deal.
deal. There are two sides to the deal. Exit the military partnership with China. That's a crucial part of the deal that I would do.
In terms of China, you've also talked about staying as a force, a deterrent force in the Taiwan Strait, putting more military in until you said we would be independent on superconductors in 2028. And at that point, we should pull out and Taiwan would be on its own. Let me play for you what Nikki Haley has said about what you've said about our allies.
That's not what I've said, but you can play Nikki Haley's lies. You said
that we should send destroyers through the Taiwan Strait once a week, keep ramping up naval deployments in the South China Sea to essentially deter China from trying to take over Taiwan until we have achieved semiconductor independence by the end of your first term in 2028.
All right, quick pause. So is it making more sense now? He's wanting to end Ukraine so he can amp up Taiwan. Okay, yeah, so anti-war, I'm not buying that shit. He wants to literally just stop Ukraine so we can amp up Taiwan. Now, I agree with him on stopping Ukraine, but, contradicting, I am actually anti-war. Here at Charlie Brown Politics, we are anti-war. So, like Sabby Sabs likes to say, make it make sense. How are you going to stop sending weapons to Ukraine just to amp it up with Taiwan? Another red line. China's come out and said Taiwan's pretty much their Ukraine. Don't fuck with them. Let's continue watching.
At which point,
it would no longer be in our self-interest to
resume.
stop China. Is that the way the U.S. under
That's not what I
President
said.
Ramaswamy would treat allies?
I will give you word for word what I said, at which point we will resume our position of strategic ambiguity, which, Andrea, I will remind you, is our position towards Taiwan today. The U.S., neither party even recognizes Taiwan as a nation right now. Both parties embrace the one China policy as we speak.
With the position
that's a good thing, because then you would know that what I've said.
But that position
exactly.
does not deal with
I'm the only presidential candidate, Andrea. I'm the only presidential candidate who has said we will defend Taiwan. Nobody's had the courage to say it. And then I've said after we achieve semiconductor independence, we will resume our current posture of strategic ambiguity.
Which is
and so I think it's important we have these debates honestly.
Yeah.
All right. Let's pause it there. So this guy comes out. He doesn't full on say he's anti-war, but does want to stop the Ukraine war. Yes. Now he's saying the America has a much greater interest in Taiwan, and it's because of these semiconductor microchips that we use in all of our electronics. Okay, so my point to that is this guy's going to be anti-war until what? Until the U.S. really needs something. So it just gives you a little bit of the character of who this guy is. He'll, be anti-war until we really need something. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry. This guy, he is gaining some popularity. I think he's going to become somewhere on Trump's cabinet, if not the VP, if Trump so happened should win. And so there's other things that this guy discusses, like he wants to put the military along the border. Guys, this drug problem that we're having in the country and all the cartels, we can simply stop that by our CIA stop giving money and weapons to these drug cartels. They've been doing business with them for years. We can stop, people needing to buy drugs from these cartels by ending the drug war and decriminalizing drugs, making places for people to go buy the drugs that they're always going to buy. Guess what? People are always going to do drugs, just like alcohol. The alcohol prohibition didn't work, just like the drug prohibition isn't working. All it does is make nefarious people get money and power and weapons. So, this guy's he's interesting. His debate on the GOP was funny. Go watch that. But overall, here at Charlie Brown Politics, we look at things through the lens of the working class and the poor. So this guy, he's a populist Republican. There's a few things I could, kind of get down behind. But overall, I really don't think this guy is for the people, the vulnerable, the working class, and the poor. Even though he is interesting, has a few things that I would agree upon. So, yep, that's my little analysis on Vivek Ramaswamy. Guys, comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Thank you to everyone who is liking and commenting. Much appreciated. And with that, I will catch you on the next episode of Charlie Brown Politics. Later.